Hello, this is your ATL, which stands for Approaches to Learning, skill lesson. The skill for this video is reading critically and for comprehension, specifically thesis writing. These are your guided notes, and you will be filling in everywhere where there is a yellow highlighted, where it says response, and other areas that I'll point out along the way. We're starting with part 1. It says Approaches to Learning ATL Skill. What is an ATL skill? It is a skill we want to, and you're going to write the word master here. So you'll erase where it says response, and you'll write the word master, M-A-S-T-E-R. ATL skill focus is reading critically for comprehension. And again, we're just repeating what's up here. So you're going to write the word thesis writing. The definition for the word thesis, so you are going to have to fill this in. It says a thesis, aka, which means also known as thesis statement, is usually 1 to 2 sentences long and states the topic and purpose of your paper, a position on that topic, the evidence, without details. The details are for the body paragraphs. The thesis statement typically appears as the last sentence of your introduction paragraph. Okay, so why is reading critically and for comprehension an important skill to master? There are 5 bullet points here. I want you to highlight which reason seems the most important. To learn new information and remember it, to become a better reader, to form an opinion on a subject, to understand what is being said, and to help you make sure you are getting the best deal in various areas of life. For instance, in business, education, applying for jobs or loans, etc. So which one of these reasons do you think is the most important one for why this skill of reading critically and comprehension is important? And you're going to highlight it. This next part says, how does writing a strong thesis statement help you read critically and for comprehension? And there's 3 main reasons, and I want you to highlight which reason seems most important. It keeps the reader focused, looking for specific information in a text that will support the thesis. It saves the reader time since some information may not apply, so the entire text doesn't always need to be read. The reader will need to reread specific parts of the text, find quotes, and analyze how the quotes connect to the thesis, which helps the reader gain a deeper understanding of the material. Now we're on part 2, how to write a thesis statement. When approaching an essay, it is important to understand what you are being asked to do. A good strategy is to break down the prompt using a do-what chart. Okay, so number 1, you're going to read the essay prompt below and annotate it using the following key. So we're going to put brackets around the specific task. We're going to highlight the verbs and actions that you need to take. And we're going to underline what the verbs are telling you to do. Here's an example essay prompt, and we're going to use this strategy to annotate it. Write a literary analysis essay that identifies 2 characters from the novel of Mice and Men and explains how social identity impacted that character's happiness and well-being. Going back and looking up here at the annotation directions, you can copy this bracket right here. Just copy that. And I need to put brackets around the specific task. So the big task, the specific task, is to write a literary analysis essay. So I'm going to put brackets around that. And then I'll come up and I'll highlight this bracket because I don't know how to find them on the keyboard very easily or how to tell you how to do it. So I'm just going to have you copy and paste it. Okay, so this is the big task, the specific, write a literary analysis essay. Now we need to highlight the main verbs or actions that you need to take. It says that identifies, that's a verb, so we know we need to identify, and we're going to highlight that. And then it says what the verb is telling you to do. So we know that we have to identify 2 characters from the novel of Mice and Men. So I'm going to underline that. And then it says, and explains. Explains is a verb, so I'm going to highlight explains. And then I need to know what that word explains is telling me to do. And it says explains how social identity impacted that character's happiness and well-being. Okay, so the next step after we've done that, we're just going to copy and paste some of this into the chart down here. So the do includes some of the verbs, and the what is what you're supposed to do. So as I work on this essay, I know that my do is my action verb. I need to identify, and I'm looking up here, what do I need to identify? Well, I need to identify 2 characters of the novel of Mice and Men. The other thing I need to do is explain. So I know, what do I need to explain? I need to explain how social identity impacted their character's happiness and well-being. So I know that as I'm reading of Mice and Men, any notes I'm going to take are going to directly be related to these, identifying the 2 characters and then explaining how their social identity impacted the character's happiness and well-being. Now, in order to turn that into a thesis, we'll go to step 4 here. Your teacher may provide you with and I want you to write a thesis frame like this one. So here we go. Okay, this is an example thesis frame. In the novel of Mice and Men, the author John Steinbeck reveals through his characters, and then because up here it said there's going to be 2 characters, you've got 2 characters here, how, and then that's what you would decide on, and how social identities of, and this is where you would put their social identities, since that's part of here, which social identities impacted their happiness and well-being. So this comes directly from the essay prompt, and now as you read again, you will be filling this out. Remember, you can't actually complete the frame until you've read the designated text, since you need to decide on your position and what evidence will be used. More on this in future lessons. Okay, so now in this lesson, there's just this last reflection, and I want you to be prepared to share your responses with the class. First, what is the ATL skill focus for this lesson? That would be found at the top of the page. What is your current level of ability with this skill? And you're going to choose 1, I've never heard of this skill before, but I'm eager to learn it. 2, I have been taught this skill in the past, but there was a pandemic, so now I need a refresher. Or 3, I think I've learned this skill, but I need more practice to master it. 4, I feel confident in this skill, but I could always use more practice. Or 5, I am a Jedi master of this skill, step aside teacher. So highlight one of those. After that, it says when was a time you used this skill in the past, and or when might you use this skill in the future. And you will write there. And then I want you to, if there is some time left and other people are still working, I want you to just watch this quick video to gain a deeper knowledge of this topic. Good luck.